Cori Ferrentino. She is a California criminal defense attorney and trial lawyer who defended the man who admitted to being part of the conspiracy to distribute the fentanyl that killed Grammy-nominated rapper and producer Mac Miller. Cori, thank you so much for being on the show. I want to ask you specifically a little bit about what I was talking to Elizabeth about, and that is that I sense we're at a turning point, that authorities are going to really start bringing down the hammer far more often and far harder when it comes to those who are behind the supply chain of deadly drugs. And I know that your client, Ryan Reeves, pleaded guilty to being a middleman in the fentanyl that killed Mac Miller. Why did he take a plea? Was it because of the fear that there's just no more slaps on the wrist?
Hi, Ashleigh. Thank you for having me tonight. You know, what really changed about probably 5, 6, 7 years ago before the Mac Miller case is they moved these prosecutions from state court to federal court. In state court, they were trying to prosecute these individuals on a murder theory, and they were having trouble proving intent to kill. And so they moved most of them to federal court, where they only have to prove conspiracy to distribute a controlled substance. But if it results in death, then there's a mandatory minimum of 20 years. And that's what my client was facing. If a person has a prior sales offense, which my client didn't, they're then facing life in prison. And there's no parole in federal prison, so you die in federal prison. So my client was a user. He really wasn't that different than Mac Miller if you took out, obviously, Mac Miller's fame. And as far as the use went, he was a horribly addicted opioid addict, and he delivered drugs for a supplier in order to support his habit. He used the same pills that Mac Miller used. Fentanyl is really like Russian roulette. The pills are not made in a way that each dose is the same. You never know what you're going to get, and one pill can kill somebody. Back in 2018, Oxy addicts really thought they were buying Oxy on the street. They didn't know they were buying fentanyl like people do now. And so he believed he was dealing in oxycodone, and he had no idea that they were eventually sold to Mac Miller until a year later when he was arrested on the case and he was told about it. They traced cell phone records and text messages and things like that to find out who was involved. Because of the equities involved, it's a tragic case all around, and all of these are. But obviously, these famous people bring it to the forefront for all of us. And probably cross over to people who don't deal with addiction and don't have loved ones, but they then lose someone that they love, you know, that's a media figure. And so it's just tragic all around. And I think because of the equities with my client's long history of addiction, not knowing it was fentanyl, even though the law didn't require him to know that under federal law, that they then agreed to reduce the charge to conspiracy to distribute controlled substance, admitting to the facts that that drug led to the death of Mac Miller. And then the judge had freedom to sentence my client somewhere between probation and 20 years. And he settled on about 10 and a half years. So that was
10.9, yeah, 10.9.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I will be fascinated, Cori, to find out what happens next in Matthew Perry's case. We're at a point now where the reporting suggests it's close. If they do come up with charges, it'll be curious to find out what happens. Will it be a plea? Will it be a trial? Would he actually prevail in trial, or they prevail in trial? But we'll have to have you back. Thank you for this. Really appreciate it, Cori. Thank you for coming on.
No problem.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.